This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Recycling returns to Johnson County after getting rid of the service a year ago. I'm Stephanie Wade with What's Different Now.
Why ask for his resignation? Why now?
Well,
Call 6 Investigates is holding our governor accountable after the Indiana National Guard's leader steps down. We asked the governor what he's doing to bring new leadership to the agency.
And U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo comes to Indianapolis. What he told our Rafael Sanchez about a topic of great interest to Hoosier farmers. Now at 6, recycling is back in Johnson County. It was a big disappointment for people who choose to recycle when that service ended last year.
RTV6's Stephanie Wade is working for you to explain why it ended in the first place and what's going to be different now.
It's coming back.
It is. We're here. We're so excited.
After a year-long hiatus, recycling returns to Johnson County. Were you disappointed when it went away?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was very sad.
When they stopped offering the service last summer,
Threw a lot of stuff in the trash. I did. I took what I could to the paper and that kind of stuff, but other than that, I didn't have any options.
We have spent literally the past year not only trying to create this facility, but truly educating the public on what we can be recycled.
the problem was, the district says, people were just dumping their trash at the 7 different recycling locations in these bins. And the county couldn't afford to sort through it all anymore.
When you have a contaminated load, if 40, 50, 60% is contaminated, you can almost be assured that a lot of that is ending up in the trash in the landfill. And that's not what we're here for.
Plus, when China shut its doors, no longer accepting recycling materials imported from countries like the U.S., there was nothing the county could do with the excess.
Yeah, those containers are the main thing to have.
But now they're back with a new system. Before, folks would drop off their recyclables outside in these unstaffed bins. Well, now they want you to stay in your car and drive through this warehouse here where staff will remove their items for you.
I wanted to get out of my car, but they were like, no, you're fine, we'll do everything for you.
This way, staff members are able to correctly sort items, and people can feel more responsible with their waste.
I guess I'm a greenie. I have no idea. I just, it's important to me.
Working for you in Franklin, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Stephanie, thank you. And items they will take include cardboard, paper, plastic bottles and jugs, glass, aluminum, and tin cans. The center will be open Tuesday through Fridays from 7:30 to 4 and the second and fourth Saturday from 7:30 to noon. The service is for Johnson County residents only.
IUPUI's men's basketball coach Jason Gardner has resigned following his arrest on drunk driving charges in Hamilton County. Gardner was arrested just after 5 yesterday morning in Fishers. He was charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated. An IUPUI spokesman told RTV6 today the decision for Gardner to step down was a mutual one. He's coached at IUPUI since 2014. He won the Indiana Mr. Basketball Award in 1999 while attending North Central High School. He played college ball at the University of Arizona. Indianapolis State Representative Dan Forrestal made his first court appearance before a judge this afternoon. He was accompanied by his attorney, Jim Voiles. Forrestal has been out on bond after his arrest earlier this month for operating a vehicle while intoxicated and impersonating an officer. During the arrest, he allegedly threatened to use his status to have officers fired. Forrestal is also a private with the Indianapolis Fire Department. He's currently suspended without pay. A trial date was not set. And murder charges are now filed in juvenile court against a 15-year-old boy accused of gunning down a brother and sister on the Northeast Side Friday. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office has asked that he be waived to adult court. A hearing to determine that has not been set yet. 16-year-old Nicholas Nelson and 15-year-old Ashlyn Nelson were found shot to death in their apartment Friday morning.
Tonight, Call 6 Investigates is holding the governor accountable after the Indiana National Guard's leader resigns. Major General Courtney Carr stepped down from the agency amid allegations of retaliation within the agency. Our Kara Kenny is working for you to find out what led to the resignation and the next steps for the Indiana National Guard.
The governor announced on August 12th he asked the head of the Indiana National Guard to step down. At the time, he didn't give a reason, but today we're asking the governor on camera why he took that step. Governor Holcomb is the commander of the Indiana National Guard during times of peace. As Call 6 Investigates told you earlier this month, former Guard contractor Sherry McLaughlin filed a lawsuit against the former Adjutant General of the Indiana National Guard, Courtney Carr. Sherry alleges Carr had an affair with a subordinate, and when Sherry spoke up, she was subjected to retaliation and intimidation. Court documents show when she got a different job.
Within 10 days, I was terminated from it.
Sherry alleges in her lawsuit, Carr was behind the retaliation.
It's an abuse of power.
Sherry says she reached out to Holcomb's office starting in October 2017, but never got a meeting. We met up with Governor Holcomb after an event Tuesday. Why ask for his resignation? Why now?
Well, after reviewing the lawsuit and being briefed by my team, thought it was in the best interest of the state and for himself that he resign, and I'm grateful that he took that recommendation to heart and made the decision to do so.
We asked the governor if his office is looking into allegations of retaliation, intimidation, and affairs among higher-ups at the Indiana National Guard.
You'll have to direct toward that the folks that are involved in that lawsuit.
Carr is retiring from the Indiana National Guard.
It also struck me as odd that he's retiring with full benefits, and it's not really a slap on the wrist for him at all. He loses nothing. Meanwhile, I lose everything.
Any news on who's going to be the new leader of the Indiana National Guard?
We're going to take our time and get it right. We want to make sure that any and all matters at the Indiana National Guard are addressed, and we're under no timeline. However, having said that, I serve in the military, and I understand just how important the chain of command is for the whole unit. And so we won't dither, but we'll get it right, and we'll take as much time as we need to do just that.
Brigadier General Timothy Winslow will serve as the interim leader of the Indiana National Guard until Governor Holcomb appoints a new one. Working for you in Indianapolis, I'm Call 6 Investigates, Kara Kenny.
Thanks, Kara. And the Attorney General's office is representing Carr. They told us they will respond to the allegations in court at the appropriate time. And the Indiana National Guard issued a statement saying, quote, the Indiana National Guard as a whole prioritizes its care for all uniformed and civilian personnel within the organization and continues to be a ready and reliable force supporting its communities, states, and nation.
President Trump's chief foreign affairs advisor made a quick trip to Indianapolis today. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo addressed members of the attending American Legion National Convention. The title of the speech was Celebrating Americanism in Our Foreign Policy. Pompeo said that means recognizing America is an exceptional nation and that our love for individual liberty and human dignity sets us apart. He also took time to speak one-on-one with our Rafael Sanchez about a topic of great importance to Hoosier farmers, that trade war with China. Rafael joins us now.
Mark and Amanda, billions of dollars are at stake right now. China is one of the top places where Hoosier farm products are sold every day. It is fourth behind Canada, Mexico, and Japan. So here's the trade impact. Indiana Farm Bureau recently surveyed 450 Hoosier farmers. 72% are reporting that the current trade environment is jeopardizing their farm operation. Here's another big number. 56% of Hoosier farmers say they are not satisfied with the current trade situation. We had a chance to talk with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo about what's next in those trade talks. He says the administration is well aware of the impact, but he could not offer a timetable on a resolution.
These things sometimes are complicated. There's bumpy roads, but I've watched our team. We are focused on this. We have to get China to allow reciprocal trade so that not only the farmers' products, but the intellectual property that underlays them, all of the processes that create value from Indiana farmers, all of those things need to be protected from Chinese aggression and Chinese theft.
One figure shows that 26,500 Hoosier jobs are connected to trade with China. So let's talk about that number. 26,500 is close to the individual populations of the cities of Franklin, Greenfield, and Shelbyville. That's a lot of jobs. More of my conversation with the Secretary of State tonight on the news at 7. Amanda?
Thanks, Ralph. And tomorrow, the American Legion will hear from Vice President Mike Pence. He'll also participate in a law enforcement roundtable at the Indiana State Police Museum. He'll return to Washington, D.C. in the evening. And now to Democracy 2020, and the field continues to grow for the open seat in the 5th Congressional District. Indiana Treasurer Kelly Mitchell has filed to run for the seat being vacated by Republican Susan Brooks. 2 other Republicans are also vying for the GOP nomination in the primary. Steve Braun and Micah Beckwith. 4 Democrats are also in the running: Dee Thornton, Jennifer Christie, Christina Hale, and Andrew Jacobs III.
A traffic alert if you'll be traveling on the south side tonight. NDOT crews will be doing construction work on I-65. The left 3 lanes of northbound I-65 between Southport Road and I-465 will be closed from 9 tonight until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. And we're just 5 days away from the Indigo Red Line's official launch. Traffic patterns are already set, and this week bus drivers are practicing their routes. RTV6 is working for you, helping you get ready for the big change. Our Rafael Sanchez finds out how the new bus line will impact everyone who goes into Marion County and the changes you need to know. Watch our half-hour special, Inside the Red Line, Thursday at 7.
A new $66 million downtown Indianapolis apartment complex could become a reality in Indianapolis after all. Plans for the complex at 421 North Penn stalled last month after a tie vote from a city-county council committee. Some committee members did not like that 42 of the 213 units were designated for workforce housing, but would still cost more than $1,000 per month. The city is also being asked to give about $10 million in tax money over the next 25 years. The vote last month was split, but one absent councilor was present last night and voted in favor of the complex. It will now head to the full council.
The beverage menu is expanding at IU home football games this year.
What will now be offered and the rules that will govern the sales of the adult drinks.
And I'm Dave First, live at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Fever in a must-win situation on Inspiring Women Night. Plus, latest from the Colts complex, all coming up in just a bit.
Lots of clouds, even some rain this morning, probably at your house. Across central Indiana this afternoon, we're transitioning as skies begin to clear, and this reveals a new pattern. We'll talk about how long the sunshine will stick around coming up.
Lower our drug prices now.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Indiana University is outlining details of its pilot program to sell beer and wine at home football games this fall. Every purchaser who appears to be younger than 50 will need to provide ID proving you're at least 21 years old. The sale of beer and wine will stop at the end of the third quarter, only 2 drinks per transaction. The sales at Memorial Stadium will begin with the Hoosiers' September 7th home opener against Eastern Illinois.
Our goal in focusing on hiring Hoosiers is to help you find a job and career that's right for you. And an industry with a need for more workers is nursing, and students are getting a head start on becoming a certified nursing assistant at the Pike Career and STEM Center at Pike High School. Students in the program learn 72 skills that are outlined by the Indiana State Department of Health CNA curriculum. Basics like reading vital signs, helping patients safely get up and get dressed, and feeding them, to name a few. The instructor says there is such a high demand for CNAs right now that she receives calls at the start of each school year from employers asking how many students she has enrolled in the program. Along with the work done in the classroom, students also get hands-on experience off campus.
They'll go out and actually take care of real patients, real residents, the elderly in the long-term care setting, and they'll be out there for at least 75 hours. They learn the skills here in the lab, and we go out and we get the experience of taking care of real people.
Along with a CNA certification, students also leave CPR certified. They can get hired right out of high school at jobs that pay $11 to $13 an hour. They are also earning dual credit for both high school and Ivy Tech, so if they do want to continue their education, they already have some credits.
Some fascinating research is taking place at the Indianapolis Zoo, all thanks to orangutans and a kazoo.
Well done, well done.
Scientists worked with Rocky and Kenobi at the Orangutan Center at the new zoo to unveil new evidence of understanding human speech. They analyzed on used their voice to play a basic musical instrument, the kazoo, as you see there. Researchers found that great apes can control their voice in a similar way to humans, giving a unique insight into the evolution of human language. Amazing to hear them do that, right?
Maybe next year they'll be under the harmonica. and then other instruments from there. I would definitely go to a concert. They have animals and all that jazz every Thursday night during the summer, and maybe the orangutans will join them. I want to start a petition, by the way, to change the spelling to orangutan. It's only fun. It's really fun to say orangutan. Off to the east, thunderstorms bye-bye. They're headed away from central Indiana. Our next chance of rain, that doesn't arrive until we get to the weekend, and even then it's not overwhelming. You can see our dry stretch here as the humidity is dropping on a west-northwest wind. There'll be a weak frontal boundary that brings a chance for a shower thunderstorm, especially in the northern, say, third or half of the state as we get to the weekend. The big national weather story becomes what happens with Dorian. Right now, tropical storm. It will approach hurricane strength perhaps as it comes to the Florida coastline for the second half of the weekend. We'll have more on that. Obviously, it's a Labor Day weekend. Lots of travel going on. As you look at the shimmer off of White River, obvious sunshine is taking over now. That west-northwest wind comes in after the cold front. That's what sparked our showers and thunderstorms this morning. We had 0.3 of an inch in Indianapolis. Now we're dry for a while. 77 in Logansport. You're a little warmer, right in the heart of Howard County. 80 in Kokomo. Temperatures to the south right at 80 as well in Bloomington and Bedford. Spencer's 1 degree warmer. We'll all be united in the 50s tonight. As cool as 56 in Lafayette and Peru, 58 in the metro area. We'll do it all over again as we get into Thursday morning. Humidity scale, we were pegging the meter a lot this summer on the other end of the scale, but we're on the comfort side of things now, right on through the weekend. Sunshine tomorrow. We recover from the 50s in the morning to 74 at noon, 76 or 77 for the afternoon high. The wind a bit stronger tomorrow. We may see some gusts to 20 miles per hour out of the west. Temperatures will fall short of our 84 degree average high. Thursday temperatures right at 80 just about everywhere, and you'll see within the 7-day planner we do get back to summer warmth with temperatures in the mid-80s, but not over the weekend. That slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm is there early next week. Labor Day itself, partly to mostly sunny, 83, mid-80s on Tuesday. That's the warmest temperature right now in the 7-day planner. I'm going to go practice the kazoo so I can join the orangutan someday.
We'll look forward to that.
We're going to have a whole band there.
Well, right now, let's head on down to Bankers Life Fieldhouse where the Fever are in action tonight.
And the theme of the night is inspiring women. Sports Director Dave First is there to explain.
And I know Kevin Gregory knows the name Bill Lambier, remembers it, of course, the member of the Bad Boys of the Detroit Pistons. He's been in the league now for several years, coaching WNBA teams. He's now the head coach here of the Las Vegas Aces on Inspiring Women Night tonight. Muffet McGraw, the longtime women's coach at Notre Dame, is here, as certainly the Fever need a little help right now. They need a win tonight to extend any chance they have of getting that 8th and final playoff spot. In fact, take a look at the playoff standings right now in the WNBA. The Fever are 3.5 games out of that 8th and final spot, currently held by Phoenix. Just 5 games remain. We'll see what happens tonight here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Well, to the Colts complex, another day of the new normal, you might say. Life AL, after luck. The team with their final workout today before leaving for Cincinnati tomorrow and their preseason finale Thursday down in Cincinnati. Really more of the same for Jacoby Brissett. The good news during all of Andrew's left calf strain business has been that Jacoby has been the guy getting all the reps in practice. So really there's nothing new for him, just a little more pressure, you might say. And how serious is Frank Reich about working out with Jacoby right now? Well, he's repeating everything twice. His advice, even with the media.
Have a plan on every play. Have a plan on every play. Keep it simple. Keep it simple and don't try to be a hero. Don't try to be a hero. Just play good football. You got good guys around you. I mean, that's really the message to any quarterback. Those are kind of core principles for any quarterback.
Earlier today in the newscast here, the News at 6, you saw the news about Jason Gardner resigned after that drunk driving arrest early Monday morning. The school saying no decision has been made about who will take over that program moving forward. Hope you join us tonight on the news at 11 o'clock. Our Sports Extra Spotlight, you see him here. Ryan Blaney, the NASCAR star, has become really one of the biggest stars out there, just 25 years old. He won on the Roval last year, the Charlotte Motor Speedway road course on the oval. Next week, he'll be at the Brickyard 400. Obviously, you guys had that big win last year on the Roval, but just to get that W, maybe some momentum into the postseason?
Yeah, it's very important. Just kind of pads your playoffs, really. You know, you get 5 bonus points for winning a race, and that just kind of helps you from round to round. So, and, you know, this close to the playoffs, it really boosts confidence within your team. And then that shows your cars are really fast if you can try to get a win here before the playoffs get rolling, or win the first race, you know, in Vegas is nice. You don't have to worry about the next 2 races.
Yep, they'll set the field for the playoffs next Sunday, the Brickyard 400. Take a look at all the guys with a bubble right now. Some heavy hitters: Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer, Jimmy Johnson. Again, just 2 races remain. Darlington this coming Sunday night, and then IMS next Sunday. Ryan Blaney, though, tonight in our Sports Extra Spotlight. We'll see what happens with the Fever as well tonight. Need a win. That'll do it for now. The News at 6 continues after this.
77. Discount.
Take you right back to the zoo. In the
there we are.
foreground, that's the Dolphin Pavilion. And then on the right, you can kind of see the dome there for the deserts biome. And then the Orangutan exhibit. Temperatures tonight, they'll fall from the 60s into the 50s tomorrow morning.
Nice night for the animals.
Yeah, it is. Great. Can be back here at 7 o'clock.